Okay, you're live.
Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, September 11th.
Welcome to Arizona.
Yes, it is kind of a weird weather out here today. I don't know if we got smoke from the fires in California.
It must be because it's a smoky haze all over the valley, and it's just
Has been all day.
has
Yesterday,
been all day. Yeah.
yesterday
Aunt
was
Renee
clear.
is here.
Hi, Aunt Renee. It was clear yesterday, but today it's really hazy out here.
You say Renee was on? Hey, hi, Daniel.
Hi, sis. Okay, so I got some stuff to go over tonight about a couple different things. But first things first, it is September 11th.
And we're outside.
Yeah, and we're outside. What is it, 19 years ago today?
Yeah.
9/11 was
Yeah.
19 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
2001.
I hope everybody remembers what this day was about 19 years ago.
For all those homeschool teachers, I hope you're teaching your kids.
I hope so. I hope so. And in regards to that, it's kind of funny that this morning's video that posted was Matt Bay's Zoom call. Who Matt? Any of you that watched that knows that Matt was a firefighter for, 20 something years, I think. I can't remember. It seemed like it was 25 years or something like that. So, thank you to all you first responders out there.
Yeah.
And a special congratulations to Matt. I know Matt can't be here tonight. He's actually delivering a sign, but we had a great Zoom call with him, and such a great guy. And he sent me a text a little while ago, wanted me to pass on to everybody that left such great messages on Facebook and on YouTube about the Zoom call, thanking him, and all of the heartfelt messages and all of the love that you guys have shown him. He wanted me to convey his thanks and love to you guys back. It's quite a little community we got here, and it's people like Matt that make it super special, and especially for us, knowing that we can kind of facilitate relationships and people. This little community, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Okay, so that was the first thing. And again, thank you to Matt. And we've got another super special Zoom call recording coming up next Friday. So keep an eye out for that. Someone that you guys may recognize. Okay, so to kind of switch gears a little bit here, I got a call. In fact, I wasn't.
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Uh-oh. We got some.
Your phone, bull.
So we got a call yesterday. I didn't take the call. I think Rachel took the call. That someone was watching one of our YouTube videos, and the monetization on it was showing like a bunch of commercials. Not during the video, but I guess before the video, and that I've never heard of that. As far as the commercials on our YouTube channel, I always pick a pre-roll, that's before the video shows, and I always make them skippable, or I try. But the multiple commercials on there, like Rachel brought up her phone and brought up one of our videos, and it showed 2 commercials right in a row. Well, whoever called said it showed like 4 commercials. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any control over that. At least in my settings, I don't seem to have any control. But if I have anything to do with it, they'll always be skippable. If you guys watch them, clear through, we make a few cents off of that. But I always make them skippable when I have control of it. But I don't have control, as far as I know. I'll check into it as far as multiple commercials, one after the other. And you should never see a commercial mid-roll, meaning in the middle of the videos. I personally don't care for that. I'd rather have a commercial at the beginning, be able to skip past it, and then watch my the whole video I'm looking for. That's just
Yeah,
me.
that's what we try to set up But YouTube has their own algorithms, this is how they do things. But if we have a choice, we set it up where the ad will run before the video. And I don't know why there would be 3 or 4 of them. I've never seen more than 2. And generally, if there's 2, they're short ones. But
Oh, so you have seen multiples when you've watched our videos?
yeah, I've seen multiples, but never more than 2.
Yeah.
So I really don't know.
Yeah.
And YouTube has control of that. We don't.
I don't watch our
that's-
videos.
When our videos are monetized, then YouTube chooses what ads to run and when. So
Yeah.
hopefully they won't get to where there are more than 1 or 2.
That would be
I'll
irritating.
watch 1 or 2 if I'm on a video that I like or on a channel that I like. I'll watch 1 or 2 because I know monetization is how a lot of those guys get paid. But anything more than 2 is just too many.
In my opinion, I agree.
But we do appreciate it if you do watch them because that's the way monetization works. Is if you watch the ad, then we get a few cents on it. So
Okay.
Renee, I got it on Amazon. Tablecloth.
Oh, kind of cool, huh? Yeah, I like it. It actually has. It's like embroidered. It actually is not. It's not just a print. It's actually. Yeah, it's cool.
Texture.
Okay, so I have to make a correction off of last night's Facebook Live. Any of you that are watching that watched last night, we talked about the profile bit, and someone had ordered a profile bit off of Amazon, and I made a big deal about the profile bit. The name profile bit is something that Dad came up with in the 70s.
yeah, when I designed that profile bit, I said, well, it's what we'll use to profile around the letters, so I'll call it a profile bit. And so we've always called it a profile bit.
So what happened was, several of you commented that you bought a profile bit off of Amazon too. It wasn't ours, but it was called a profile bit. Well, I went and I typed that in Amazon, and sure enough, there are other people, one for certain, that is using the word profile bit for selling one of their bits. And many of you had suggested that it was a Foos bit, Foos, who sells router bits. I guess it's veteran owned, but that name profile bit originated here. Now it appears that there's at least one, if not more, that are using that same term for a bit that is not our profile bit. So I apologize. I did not know that last night when I talked about that, and I went into huge detail of how the name came about. I had no idea other people had basically hijacked our name for a bit that they're selling. So
Yeah, well, and it's even like, even though I designed the bit, we had different companies make it for us over the years. And now there are several companies that make a bit similar to that simply because I sent them a sample of ours. They copied it, and now there's several companies that make that bit. They call it something else, but it's
No, there was no copyright or patent on it,
No.
Frank.
no. I didn't copyright or patent anything that I've ever done.
yeah.
And I've designed a lot of stuff over the years. Copyright is one thing, patents is another. If I name something, if I have something that I can name, like Kimberly Clark has got Kleenex, well, that's copyrighted, so nobody can make Kleenex. I just never have bothered to go about doing anything like that. It just never has seemed that important to me.
Okay.
In hindsight, yeah. But anyway,
Onward.
we don't own the term profile bit, so anybody can use it for any bit that they've got. They can call it whatever they want to. So anyway, that's the confusion. I hope that kind of clears it up. Anyway,
Yeah, if you want our profile bit, it's necessary that you buy it from us.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Anyway,
There are others out there, but to be sure you get one that we did, that's our design, then you need to buy it off our website.
okay. So moving on now. Finally, we can get to a question. So Josh Tolson wrote me this morning, and he said I got my Klingspor discs in today, and they're amazing. I still have an issue with the primer getting gunked up on the disc. Is this due to overspraying? It's set for a few hours, so I know it was dry. The only other thing I can think of is there was sanding sealer on the board. My kids helped me put the sanding sealer on, so it was probably thick. I want to get your opinion. So he sent me a picture. So this is a picture of his loaded up disc.
That's loaded.
That's pretty loaded. So I had a couple different thoughts. My first thought is that the sanding sealer definitely loads the discs up or the belts faster than if it's just primer. Now he may have, Josh may have oversprayed too, that I don't know. But if that sanding sealer was on there underneath the black, then it definitely has a tendency to load up no matter what you're using. So that was my first thought. Second thought is if he had periodically every 60 seconds, soon as it started loading up, if he'd used one of the sanding belt cleaners, it wouldn't have got to this extreme. And I don't know that Josh didn't do that, but my hunch is he didn't. But if he had done that 3 or 4 times, then it might not have got to that point. That was my second thing. Third thing is I wrote our.
He says he's got one of those cleaners. Oh, I've got to get one of those cleaners. That's Josh.
Josh is here. So he didn't use one then. Yeah, these things are worth their weight in gold. They really.
And they last forever.
Yeah, this thing is probably a couple years old, and you can see it probably started out. So they last forever, and they are an amazing saver of your sanding, your abrasives. So definitely get one of these.
Yeah, they'll clean your belt and your disc pretty quick.
I think we've got it in our Amazon store, but if not, go to Google sanding belt cleaner and you'll see hundreds of them.
They don't cost much.
Oh, they're $5, $6,
and
$7.
they last for,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I said, for years.
It will save you big time. So my other thought was that this, if you look at this disc, it's green, and I know the discs that we use are blue. Now, here's the thing with Klingspor. They have amazing products, but when we were first trying to figure out which discs we wanted, it was like
Very confusing.
it was
yeah.
super confusing. And so I wrote Scotty, who is our representative, and I asked her, I said, in fact, Josh, I sent her your email, and she had some thoughts on it. She said, and she didn't know what tool you were using, even though I can tell by this that you were using the DeWalt disc sander that we all love, all of us that have them. But she said something about the discs are made to be flat. Well, I know, Vicky knows, that you have to use the edge a little bit. So, but if this is on my random orbital, then it is flat. Then you are using it flat. You're not really using the edge. But on the disc sander, I always use the edge. I've taught that. I didn't know any different, and I'm still going to do it. But I think, so that's one thing she said. She also said that the Green Tech, this is called Green Tech, which is PS77.
That's what I use on my tables.
You have the Green Tech. How do they work for you?
Good.
Yeah, okay. So do you use this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that might make the difference. So Scotty sent me a flyer on the Green Tech, and she said, Scotty's a female, very nice lady, and she said that the Green Tech is a little less expensive than the blue ones, which the blue ones that we use is PS36. You can see on there, maybe, it says PS36. These are a little bit more expensive. She said, but they still both do kind of the same thing, and it becomes kind of a, I think these are maybe a little bit better backing. See, there's different backings and compounds, and I mean, it's crazy when you look at all of the different products that they have and the different compounds and backers and stuff that they have. Anyway, she is sending me some samples on multiple grits, I think 80 up to 220 on the Green Tech, so I can kind of review it, give you guys my thoughts on it. And even though this is supposed to be good for material removal, it may be something that was, again, the sanding sealer maybe oversprayed and all of that. So I will have more information from you guys when I get those Green Tech discs and I give them a try. I will definitely have some more information and give you my thoughts on them. But I just know that these will load up as well. Of course, this is a 60 grit. These will load up as well when I'm sanding sealer in black. But I am really careful. As soon as I start seeing any loading at all, man, I take this to it, and that really helps the longevity. So that's my thoughts on that. And Josh, the email that Scotty sent me, I will forward it over to you because it was based just on your picture and your email to me.
He said, I'm blaming it on the sealer. I really took it easier on the primer on this sign. Sanding sealer.
Good. Yeah, it probably was the sealer because that sanding sealer is pretty thick.
And it's almost waxy.
It really is.
Hi, Pam.
So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I hope that helps. And again, I will have more.
Did she email that flyer to you?
She did.
Maybe you ought to send that to Josh too.
Yeah, I am. That part of that. Yeah, I will. I'll send that to you too, Josh. There's all kinds of information on there, but it's crazy how many different versions of sanding discs that they make. But
I think Bull's had a little bit too much tequila.
Hey, Bull. So, I haven't even talked about the giveaway. I jumped right in there. We're doing a giveaway. I'm sorry, guys. I was just excited about answering that question. So, in honor of 9/11, we are doing a package of layout templates.
I'm surprised you can hear my wind chimes. There's only 2 little chimers left.
Yeah, I picked them up. They were on the
wind
ground.
blew 3 or 4 of them off. Yeah.
I picked them up and I put them on that.
Yeah, I know. I picked up one out there too.
Okay.
So we have a package. Only one giveaway tonight, but we have a package of different patriotic stuff. So we've got the Freedom Eagle, the We the People,
That's a template that's not available for sale. That was one we gave to all of our premium members as a thank you, but so we are going to give one away. Yeah.
So that's going in there, and then we've got a USA template, a Statue of Liberty, and the little waving flag. So this will all be going to whoever wins the trivia question. And that Vicky's got the trivia question. We'll go over that in just a minute. Let me put all this stuff away. But anyway, that's a pretty neat little package there. Okay, second question. And I don't think you've seen this picture. The second question is from Josh Tolson. Wow. So Josh was just a question machine this morning. Anyway, he says, in the picture I'm sending, you can see where I was left with a bunch of fuzzy fibers. Oh, there comes the wind. Everything tacked down. A bunch of fuzzy fibers on the edges of my cut.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, it was. This was using my brand new spiral upcut bit for the first time. Is this common with wall? And as you can see, there are some fuzzy spots there.
Just hold it still.
I've carved a lot of different hardwoods, walnuts, and different exotics and stuff. And my experience tells me that is very normal. I have used brand new bits, and when I'm
all right, hold on. With the phone call. All right, guys, give me just a minute. I have to go out and come back in.
Oh